All right, Pops, this is one of the more interesting videos I think we've ever created. The cost of a new car, as we've been tracking for the past 2 years that we've had this YouTube channel, continues
Yes.
to go up. Now, as car prices have gone up, wages and the amount of money that families make in the United States hasn't really, okay, let's be very clear, has not appreciated 50+% like used cars have or like new cars have. This headline came out in Automotive News just the other day, Dad.
Yes.
The total cost of buying a new
Yes.
car in May, including the financing expense, is over $55,000, call it $56,000. When you compare that, Dad, to the median U.S. household income of $70,000, it now takes over 41 weeks
Yes.
of income to pay for a car. We are almost at a place where buying a new car costs as much as your annual household income. This is truly unfathomable, unbelievable. Just a few years ago, Dad, you could buy new cars for $25,000. The average now, with all the fees, with all the financing, over $55,000.
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is that from the beginning of January until the 42nd week of the year, you're working just to pay for your car.
Just to pay for your car.
Oh
Just
my
for your
God!
car.
Now, maybe your kids are going to have to give up soccer and that PlayStation they wanted. Not so much.
Pops, Justin did a great job in the article that we wrote about this story, really breaking down the increase in interest payments as well as a result of rising interest
Yes.
rates. So, for example, the average amount financed on a new car purchase is $39,721. 40
Yeah, call
grand,
it
it's
40.
$40,000.
Yeah.
The average loan term length is 72 months. It's right,
Call
it's right
it
below
72,
72
yeah.
months. It's like 70.6, but it's 72 months, okay?
Yes.
6-year loans. Now, if your interest rate went from 4%
Yes.
to 5%, that's a $1,400 difference in interest that you're
Yes.
paying on that transaction. So at a 5% interest rate, which is pretty reasonable, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, if you're not doing a subvented rate through the manufacturer, 5% interest rate on a new car. Your auto loan is going to cost you nearly $7,000 over those 72 months. So that's how you start to get at the fact that buying the car with the fees, the out-the-door price, everything that we talk about, plus the financing, $56,000. And as interest rates go up, that number is just going to get higher and higher.
What people don't realize is the total cost of purchasing a car, okay, is the agreed upon selling price plus all the fees, okay? It includes down payment. It includes interest charges. So if you bought a car for $45,000, the average car, $45,000, and fees are approximately 10%. Okay, let's call the total fees $5,000. You're up to $50,000. Okay, the average finance amount is $39,000. So it means you're putting down $11,000 either in cash or trade equity. And then you're going to pay back $7,000 in interest. So the total cost becomes the $50,000 plus the $7,000, even though you're only financing $39,000. You're up to $57,000. Okay, and if interest rates continue to go up, which they will, and if it goes up another percentage point, well, that'll be another $1,400 in additional interest that'll end up getting paid on the average length of average loan that runs 72 months. So it is becoming incredibly unaffordable for most people in America to even really consider buying a new vehicle.
Oh, I mean, it's beyond that, Dad. And honestly, you know what this gives me a little bit of, I don't want to say it gives me this vibe, the direction that we're going, but I don't know if you know this. We've never talked about before, not even before we filmed this.
Yeah.
In Singapore, Dad, it costs 75,000 American dollars to get your license to drive a car in Singapore. So we talk at times on this channel and on the Ray and Zach channel, we talk at times about
Yes.
mobility. Cars are becoming, private transportation is becoming more of a have and have not activity. if you have the money, you can have private transportation. If you don't have the money, good luck. And then we also talk in this channel about how there are places in this country where there is not public
Yes.
transport to support people moving. And that is a shame that we see so much, price inflation. But look at Singapore, Dad. Cost 75 grand. Talk about a have and have not situation. There you go.
That's to get a license just to own the car.
Yep.
That has nothing to do with the actual cost of the car. So yes, absolutely, it is a tale of two people: poor people and rich people, and there is a vanishing middle ground. Okay. I used to refer to it when your mother was still alive, and we were a dual income family, but we had two kids and we had expenses. We had a home, we had a lot of medical expenses at the end, but between the two of us, we made a decent living, and I honestly thought of us as working poor.
Yeah.
Okay, we were the working poor. I could dream about having things above and beyond what I had, but those basically were only dreams. They were no longer obtainable. And somebody making $70,000 a year in this country, that's not middle class. I'm sorry, that between cost of housing, cost of transportation, cost of food, $70,000 is nothing, especially when you consider how much the state and federal governments and city governments get in taxes. So it is literally a country of haves and have-nots, and there are way more have-nots than there are haves.
Yeah. Sad.
Just the reality.
I know because I grew up in your household and I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you sacrificed so much and Mom did too, and it's just and you guys made money, but we couldn't. I couldn't imagine if our household income growing up was $70,000. I just can't fathom that. And then the idea of if you needed transportation, which we did, you had to drive to work. Mom was a school teacher; she had to drive to work. If you could, if the car broke down, we were screwed. It's nuts.
The only thing that made it reasonable for us was the fact that I had a demo from the dealership. So, I was only paying for one car, which was Mom's car. But most people aren't given transportation from their employer.
Yeah.
That was one of the few good benefits of being in the car business.
Yeah, we'll have follow-on conversations about this because as there's this push towards electric vehicles, we know they're more expensive to produce than, combustion engine vehicles. Like the Toyotas of the world doing a lot of hybrid stuff is actually really inspiring and really exciting because maybe they can drive their prices back down. But average transaction prices keep going up. Next month in July, I'm sure we'll have a new update on average transaction prices for all the brands. So,
of course.
We'll leave it here for now. Scary, the news and the data. 41 weeks of your pay going towards buying that new car is just not sustainable, I think is probably the most PC way to phrase that.
Well, you would assume it shouldn't be sustainable. Yes.
Thanks, Pops.
Thank you.